Radio Hombre, Southwest Sofa back in the house.
In the house. Blah, 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 blah. In a lowrider. Blah, 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 blah.
For those of you listening at home, you missed the steering wheel and
the actual car was going up and down on the hydraulics as well. I think
and the pistols were definitely being used sideways. It's very important.
I do feel like a proper little fanboy at the moment because everything is proper gangster start.
Yeah.
So but they've all been bangers. So
that's true.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Well, again, this is the plot twist because this is a film I definitely remember, and like I can
debunk it.
I would for me this film is ingrained pretty hard in my memory. Like there'll be a bit in the middle that's a bit soft and fuzzy, but I kind of remember the beginning-ish bit and how it starts, and I know how it ends, and I know that there's Sean Connery's in it and he's his chum and all that. So I remember a lot of key points about it, and it probably also doesn't hurt that I've probably seen the first 30 minutes of this film about 3 times in the last 6 years because I catch it on TV or something. And then something else happens. I don't see the rest of it. So this again was on my list of my DVD list.
You're
of
going
things to watch.
outside to practice sword moves and stuff. Is that, is
Yeah.
that what it is?
It should be. But yeah, it's definitely one I was on my DVD list that I really want to watch. I'm just a bit worried that maybe I guess if anything, I'm a little worried I'm a bit burned out on it because it's not brand new for me.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's
it in the day.
A thing, but I think when this was kind of posted as being the next film and stuff, I immediately started listening to loads of Queen and all the other bits and pieces just to think that. So I think that's
it's got an amazing soundtrack, doesn't it? Actually,
it's truly amazing. And yeah. Again, I think there's a few kind of the TV show or series was a bit dry. The ones that came after were a bit dry as well.
I heard there's no sequels. That's what I heard. That's what I was told.
They're not too bad, I think.
Really?
But then they don't hold anything on the original. So,
I remember it's like that thing from The Lion King, that area over there, we don't go there, whatever it is.
yeah, for real.
So I've never seen any of these sequels because I think someone it must have been someone I trusted their opinion to some degree because they were very emphatic.
No, they're nothing compared to this. And
he said he just said there are no sequels. Listen to me. Look, there are no sequels, and I took that to be. Yeah. Like this will ruin the ruin the prequel.
Yeah, they're not great at all.
Okay.
But for this, I'm pumped for this.
Okay,
well
really we should get into it. But yeah, I mean this is one of those films where I actually do remember quotes for because like if anyone ever says I've got something to say, I always have to rejoin it with. Better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were going to say. Yeah.
Anyway, so honestly, it's just like a reflex.
Yeah.
I think
it is though. For that, there's just certain things that they are.
I think what I see it in my memory is I think at one point we were just at school or something, and someone said I've got something to say. I'm pretty sure it's Darren Sikowski. It can't be certain, but he just joined in straight away. He went, "It's better to burn out than fade away," and it's just like that. It's just like seared in my brain. If I get some hideous dementia and I can't remember my own name, I'll probably still remember that.
Yeah,
remember that phrase.
Yeah.
If someone says those key words, it'll be like a trigger. All right, dude. So should we get into it? Anything
Let's
else?
do it. This is the Immortal Edition.
Immortal Edition. Little worried by that.
Yeah, I've not actually watched this one. I've had it for ages, but I've not actually watched this one. Essentially, it's got a tin box.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping is no different. I think that. So we'll see.
Right. Well, I guess there could be some weird director's cut. I guess we'll find out because I'm sure if there's something new in it, I'll recognise it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you scene by scene coming up, but I think I'll recognise a new scene.
I
probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Should we hit it? Right. I'm going to
it.
pause this bad boy. Right. Going. Pausing. And back in the room.
Back in the room, indeed.
All right, hombre. Well, that was
Highlander.
1980.
Immortal
Edition. 1986.
Yeah, 1986.
So that must be AD.
AD. Yeah.
Fully AD. Yeah. Cool.
Properly.
Well, do you want to go first? What do you think?
Amazing. Yeah, really, really good. It's aged, for me, it's aged really, really well. It's just,
absolutely.
I think, you know, I watched it so much as a kid.
Yep.
And just as we were going through, we just, you know, obviously I was like singing stuff to you and stuff like that. So that was all really good for you. I hope that kind of improved the experience for you.
It's nothing like someone quoting the line before you hear it.
I went back to do it so you can listen to it properly.
No, that's good. All good.
I think.
Tell me the line. Tell me the line when they pan into before Kurgan puts the tape in.
Oh, I know his name. Left a man's decapitated body lying on the floor next to his own severed head. A head which at this time has no name. I know his name.
There you go. You knew it. But yeah, I kind of agree with that because actually, if you told me this was like filmed in like 2000 or 2010, apart from the graphics maybe being a little bit weak, I would say it was still. It feels very. I still think it feels a very modern film. I mean, actually,
the way everyone's dressed is very 80s.
Yeah.
Without doubt and stuff there. But absolutely, you know, there's so much there that's it's just a really well laid out film for me.
It's really well structured. Yeah. The flashbacks work well. There's some good gags, like you know, with the duel.
Yeah, absolutely.
The way he shoots his henchman at the end because he's miffed and he can't kill anybody. But yes, I mean, I thought the acting's really good. I know.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think people. I think in the past I've heard people criticise. What's the lead actor called?
Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, I think people have sort of kind of criticised him, but I guess he has a bit of a wonky accent for a Scotsman or whatever. But I just kind of put that down to.
I think it's Scotchman. I think that's what they.
Is it?
That's what they prefer.
They
that's
prefer
what I've heard. I've heard that.
Right. Okay. The Scotchman. But he's travelled through several centuries, right? So maybe his accent's been a bit screwed up. But I just thought like I thought it was really, really good. You know.
It's
like Sean Connery's a bit weird as a Scottish Egyptian, whatever. But we'll ignore all that.
I mean, they left the. Is it Kohl? Is that the Kohl with the Egyptian eyeshadow? Is it Kohl?
Is that what it is?
Kohl?
I'm just working to make sure you're not building up for a line here.
No.
But...
you have to be on your guard all the time.
Yeah, like he had some Clydesdales under his eyes, did he? No, he did not.
But
Ramirez, by the way, had a normal horse. I'll just say
did
that.
He did.
Yes.
Okay,
just let's end that one.
What about the guys at the beginning, though?
What guys at the beginning? Kurgan.
No. Well, Kurgan maybe. But the three friends when they're going out to fight
No. I didn't look very hard, actually, but I'm sure they were normal horses.
I don't know, man.
But, yeah, no.
Who even knows? Who even knows these
Everyone
things?
knows. Everyone, especially when listening to this podcast knows by now. Anyway, but yeah, I really, the music's fantastic. I think it feels really well structured. Probably the only thing... I thought the ending, I don't know, maybe I was expecting something more climactic, but then, in the end it's going to be a sword fight and Kurgan's going to have his head lopped off, right? So,
yeah. I mean, I guess they could have taken it on a bit longer, and they could have. When you look at, I guess the difference in films back then and films now is the difference in the swordplay.
Yeah.
So you look at swordplay now, and people are truly athletic.
Yeah.
When they're doing those things, these guys were super good.
But I almost prefer that it's not so like triple wielding swords and backflips. I don't know. It feels more authentic. That it's like a bit more sparse. But I don't know. I guess there didn't really feel like there was a significant twist other than her hitting him with the stick. Right.
It would have been good if he'd managed to get maybe a couple of cuts on Connor.
Yeah.
To kind of almost like even stuff out, or kind of say, that's getting your back for...
Even the neck shot would have been interesting, right? If you got him through the neck like Ramirez. Because almost the fight with Sean Connery felt more climactic than that fight.
Yeah. Because he could have, in the same way that he got the Kurgan a couple of times, he could have been cut a few times and been, even run through once or stuff there. So So yeah, I think the final fight scene was there were a few different kind of stages obviously for it.
Yeah.
that was just very slightly anticlimactic.
They had him fighting on fighting on that structure, so maybe they thought that was enough. Anyway, I'm not knocking that. I mean, to be fair, like having an overly laborious fight might have been a bit.
I didn't feel it took ages though.
No, that's what I mean.
I was
I thought
involved in it, and it was.
Yeah, they didn't overdo it, but but somehow I felt I needed a twist just to really put the icing on the cake. But yeah, I mean, I love the opening scene. I love that opening scene with the wrestling because it's just like so sucks you in.
And also with that as well, because first time you watch it, no idea what's going on unless people have told you and stuff there. But again, when it first came out, you didn't have the internet to be giving you all of these sneak previews and other bits and pieces. And I'm pretty sure I didn't watch any previews.
No, we just would have seen it like that. I don't know whether it's because they were using helicopter shots or something, but I was saying I kind of got a Lost Boys vibe from it.
Yes.
And not that I remember.
Lost Boys?
Lost Boys, yeah.
Did you say that? Don't remember you saying that.
What do you mean, in the film or before?
Before, wasn't it? Anytime. I'm not entirely sure you said that at all, man. You making stuff up now?
Oh, it could be. But basically, not that I remember much from that film at all, other than that it's got vampires and the Frog Brothers, but...
It's about mortal people again.
Yeah, mortals. He is a vampire, right? Kind of.
Kind of. He needs to take people's head to keep himself alive, I guess, and ultimately, so they don't take his.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was the only other thing. I thought, why didn't all the good guys form a federation? Like Sean Connery, and that... What's the other guy? Castigan. They could have formed a team, right? Castigan? And just said, let's just watch each other's back and keep Kurgan out. But maybe they knew that ultimately they were going to have to fight each other, so they couldn't They could
all gang up on him though, couldn't they?
Yeah, but then they would have to fight each other, which would be worse.
Yeah, maybe. But then at least they'd know that there wasn't some really badass, really quite nasty guy, because he was played incredibly well.
I love Kurgan.
He was really well casted for it.
He was really bad, a real baddie, but actually almost perfectly believable. Yes. I love the way he puts out the candles. Yeah. He's so petty. He comes in puts out and licks the priest.
Licks the priest. Oh, that's always made me shudder. And just the way he kind of at the nuns as well.
Yeah, his tongue thing was a bit weird. But
him being in disguise as well was just like, I'm in disguise.
That's right.
But then also as well,
I love the pin through his neck.
Yeah, pin through his neck. That was super cool. But actually having quite a baby face as well. So I guess that's one of the things that we're chatting about is we kind of always just presumed. I think both of us did that they become immortal when they first get mortally wounded.
Yeah. Because basically, essentially, all the immortals are different ages, but they're fixed at that age. What fixes them at that age? And I've always assumed
to be
just
because that's what happens to Connor.
Yeah.
And you follow his story, don't you? Really, I think so. You kind of assume that that's when he gets into his first scrap, as it were. So you kind of right out of luck if you were a kid or an old man.
Had a lovely life, and you're just on your deathbed and go, "Oh, you're immortal. What? I can live at 90 with
What was that?
I'll be immortal with arthritis forever." You'd be like, "Someone chop my head off! Someone chop my head off!"
So, just everything's just hi. I'm Candy.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
It's funny.
They really hit the nail on the head for him. As you say, just a really, really horrible piece of work. He played him really well.
Yeah.
Like the suit of armor at the beginning. I always remember that. Just going, oh my god, that's so cool.
And I did love how his village turns on him.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of that's what would happen.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, there's a lot of parts to it, right? So I don't know. I thought again, I'm not a film quoter. I don't very rarely remember lines, but I just found in some of these films I just knew what was going to be said next.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's because I watched it super trillions of times. I've definitely seen it a lot of times, but it's just one of the films that seared into my memory.
I think for me it was just because I just was. Just all over it, and it inspired me so much that I wanted to watch it more often and stuff there. So if there was a choice of a couple of films or whatever, and Highlander was in it, it would be Highlander that I'd be choosing.
I mean, what's interesting is I was such a kind of fantasy geek as well. This is, apart from the swordplay, it's kind of almost modern day and it's almost sci-fi, isn't it? Somehow.
It kind of has a bit of a cyberpunky type feel about it. Weirdly, more than a fantasy thing. But again, though, so listening to everybody with their reviews of Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Yep, China did make me kind of just slightly reevaluate. Kind of go, actually, no, it is a like a dungeon crawl almost, isn't it? Yeah.
And you've almost got the same thing here, where you don't necessarily have the adventuring party, but you do have that kind of that fantastical kind of journey throughout history and all the other bits that kind of come through, and and this is with an immortal,
and it is a bit like there's some similarities with Big Trouble Little China, because it's kind of modern day, but there's magic in there, right? There's the crackling magic. Maybe that effect was big in the 80s. Somewhat crackling magic.
Yeah.
But but okay, should we give some numbers?
What does incompetent mean?
What does baffled mean? Yeah. All right, man. What's your number, dude? What's your number? Are you want to get some?
It's dragons again, isn't it? Stuff there. So thing there. What would it be? I'm trying to think. I guess it's going to be 4 ancient platinum dragons.
Interesting.
I was trying to think some of the kind of fit in with the magic, but I think that anyway, platinum will do. And a very mature dragon.
Right, so
4.75. I'm very I'm very keen on this sort of thing there. So
okay, you ready for mine?
Go for it.
There can only be one.
One dragon? Is that what you're doing, man? Unbelievable.
Just because the gag, man.
Yeah,
there can be only one. I reckon, pretty similar. I'd say 4 Highland dragons, 4 tartan dragons.
Yeah, nice.
4 tartan dragons, ancient tartan dragons, and and a mature. So I'm going to give it. I'll give it 4.8.
4.8.
In terms of like watching it again, I think my only kind of thing about this film is it's almost too played out in my brain that I don't. It's kind of a little bit
to enjoy films. To enjoy films,
maybe. I just like there's not as much surprise in it as some other films.
But that's because for me that's good, because then it means I can quote stuff. But that may not be what everybody wants to hear.
But no, I in terms of watching this again, like I say, in the last 6 years, I probably watched the beginning part 2 or 3 times just because it's been on TV.
Yep.
But I kind of didn't want to watch the rest because I wanted to watch the whole thing one go because I knew I had the DVD. So I guess in terms of watching it again, I'd definitely watch it again in the next 2-ish years. If it was on TV, I'd watch it. I mean, I'd probably give it at least a year just because I want to give it a bit of a space.
Well, because you need to watch all the other Highlanders and the TV series.
I heard there are no other films.
We were talking about Gladiator 2 just before all of this stuff there.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I heard that they were trying to remake this as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Highlander remake it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that could just be me wishful thinking.
So if you were like kind of making up a film called Highlander 2, what would be your kind of view of it if it existed?
What, to remake or to
no? Just if
it
existed at all, what would be your view on that? You've seen it, right?
I have, yeah.
If it existed.
Right. Yeah. It's a massive letdown after how good this one is, which is
right.
thing there.
So there should only be one film.
There should only be one. Yeah, they should have listened to Freddie.
Okay.
Yeah,
some people
tricky with those things, isn't it?
Some people watched it, so we'll hear about it anyway. But
no, I mean, I probably will go and watch it at some point, just because I want to just remind myself on some of the stuff, because some of it is actually, it was very poignant for the time, and actually times that we live in now as well. So, but it doesn't. It for me, nothing holds holds weight against this at all. Just this, you know, the music, the way that they kind of the flashbacks. And you kind of think the flashbacks then when they did, because I was super excited for the TV series.
Oh, was that a TV series?
Oh yeah, but it was awwul.
Was it?
Like you kind of think, oh my god, you guys could do so much with like flashbacky stuff and everything there, and it's just pants.
Because the TV series could have been like prequel, right? Going back through time.
Yeah, no, it was.
Oh,
so they did some stuff before this to kind of give them various bits and pieces, and you know they tried, but I think when you're trying to do something against this, you're just gonna struggle. You have
to go really big, right?
Yeah.
All right, and like bingo, there's fancy headwear, Kurgan.
Yeah. Yep.
Novelty. There was some sword twirling.
Yep.
There was no.
There was the little bits that flick out of his sword. That was about the only thing for. There was no There was no thrown stuff, was there?
I don't think there was any thrown swords. No. I mean, Conor McLeod. Where's he scouts now?
I am immortal and I cannot die. That's some.
To be fair,
that's a really weird way of picking up girls, man. I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yeah, well, you know, probably back in the day I might have tried it. Anyway, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's not. I mean, Conor McLeod is forever dropping his sword, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't really count as throwing it, right?
No,
definitely
not.
Some decapitation.
It wasn't throwing it at someone, but they managed to
disarm him.
Disarm him, and it went down in the off that massive cliff.
But no stop motion and no. There's no monsters in it, right?
I wondered if there was maybe a touch of stop motion. We might have to look at it again. Probably not though. But just at the very end of the Ramirez and Kurgan fight, when they're up on the steps, I want it. Kind of some of that just looked a little bit for me, but that might just be me.
Right, I don't. Yeah, well, maybe. I thought sometimes I could definitely detect a stuntman replacement.
Oh, definitely. For Sean, definitely, when they were running and stuff. You can see he wasn't running very fast, and he was even worryingly. So, like 86, this film made in 86. And he already looked super, super old then, didn't he?
Right, yeah. But even when Kurgan was fighting near the end, I thought it looked like someone was wearing a plastic face head thing.
It did look a little bit weird, yeah.
And when he was doing some sword twirling, I thought, is that actually the actor?
But then, like, if you've got a proper swords master again, rather than some actor that you've just gone, here, mate, we're going to do this.
But I don't know, these days, they'll probably like spend 6 months training you to do it.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I said for the detail. You know, when you look at stuff like Lord of the Rings and all the other bits and pieces where they actually do a lot of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
So
yeah, they actually spend. Anyway, there's Candy there on the. What is it? Karina Russell. What did she ever do?
Karina Russell.
Oh yeah, and the lady. I thought her acting was very good. Sort of love interest.
Yeah.
But she didn't seem to do much after that.
She's done. No, we kind of did look. She's kind of mostly kind of TV stuff as opposed to kind of films and stuff. But yeah, as you say, I thought she did. I thought she was. I found
it really convincing.
Yeah.
I really felt that she wanted to find that samurai, as it were.
Yeah, super excited by it, and just she I think she played it very well.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we got any more bingo.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously there is the horses that were there, but no one knows what they were.
They were just normal horses. I'm pretty confident. I'm almost tempted to get my DVD at home and check.
Maybe you should. Maybe
I should.
But no, I don't think there was much else, was there? There was no
animal cruelty.
Unnecessary animal cruelty, unless you count putting a chicken in a bag. Is that? But I kind of don't.
There's a couple of grouses that were hanging from the.
Yeah, but you didn't actually see them do anything to them, did you? So there was no punching camels.
Yeah. It was a 15, right? So it must have been just
15.
It's presumably because of the head chopping offing.
There were a couple of milk caps as well.
Yeah.
And the driving scene actually showed Kurgan as just being
insane.
Just crazy.
Yeah,
where he just had no concern for people at all. There was no concern for mortals in any shape or form. He played it so well.
Yeah, it might freak children out, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that.
Yeah. Because that actually was a little bit of almost like a slightly nightmare scene.
Yeah.
Again, she played really well. Just losing it and just and just falling unconscious and just fainting at the end, just because it was just too much for her. So.
And I think the only other weakness again, I thought the graphics, 80s IG weren't that great in retrospect. They're probably good for the time, the lightning, whatnot.
Oh yeah, I thought all the cartoony stuff at the end was good for cartoony stuff,
but
wasn't.
It didn't really make sense to me. Why were there suddenly like demony things in the mix?
Yeah, but then those demony things then give him the ability to help everybody around the world. Weird.
Yeah, true.
It was just an odd.
And also, is that really a reward? Yeah, I'm immortal. I bet if you said to Kurgan, tell you what your prize is, mate, you can have like really touchy-feely emotions with people, but you're going to die. Kurgan's like, I'm not fighting.
And you can have some kids.
Yeah, Kurgan's like, sod that, man. Let's truce, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the Russian steppes and like maraud people. Anyway, maybe Kurgan would have got a different reward.
Maybe it was based on their thing. Yeah,
personality.
Couldn't it? But yeah, no, thoroughly good film. I'd say soundtrack for me just hits, and the soundtrack at the beginning with the wrestling.
I love that wrestling scene.
Love that so much.
The thing I'm a bit confused about, maybe I'm getting this mixed up with like the Mozart film, but I thought there was more carousing. I thought there was some bits where he was in more medieval dress drinking and falling through windows and stuff. And like kind of swinging. Am I imagining that?
No, I think you imagine that, mate. I think.
I really thought there was a bit where
because they talk about it.
He talks about it, but I thought there was actually a scene where he kind of like he's in like a foppish dress and he swings through a window, and I don't know. I guess I'm just completely making up.
He just Ramirez describes it, doesn't he? Just before the Kurgan comes in and kills him.
Yeah. But I thought I remember like more
seeing it
and also being the Scottish guy, as if he did some carousing and like drinking, almost before the scene when he gets the fight. But why would the film be cut down? I can't believe that's true.
Not on the Immortal edition.
Yeah, well, you would thought we would have more. All right. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So are we done? You got any more?
No, I think we're done, man. That was just, as I say, just another hit out of the park.
Yeah.
Complete. That's a 6 straight away.
6? Oh, like
6.
Oh, see, like English cricket.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were lowering your mark. Oh no, 6.
Raising.
There would be.
Raising.
There would. We're not doing that at 10.
Very difficult.
What the hell? Why are we suddenly raising it? Okay, so
yeah,
I guess that's not your highest mark. So you must. I guess these things are all slightly how you feel on the day. All right. Anyway, okay. Should we wrap it there?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Cool.
I don't think there's much else.
So you're going to watch this? When are you going to watch Highlander 2?
I don't know. I'll
soon,
find
or
I'm
just curious.
Look, I'm not
planning.
I'm not going to make a time down for it because you'll try and hold me to it, and then spread rumours and lies about me, man.
Rumours and lies. That's interesting. Right. Okay. I'm going to hit the button then, dude. Right,
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
What are we going to get next? Look forward to hearing what other people say. Apart from people who are making up stuff that there's a Highlander 2. Right. Cheers.